for a very long time. My son started when he was 6, he's 30, and I coached him 27 years. I coached him from this level, in this club, when he was 6 years old, all the way through to the Olympics. So I had a really fun time. I had 6 world championships, the Olympics. I've traveled all over the world with wrestling, and I've had a really good time. So now I have grandsons, and I have 4 that are wrestling. There's one down here right now, and I have one in 7th grade, and so I'm still involved. I coach the 9th grade, help out Todd in the high school, and I don't have a life. So you can kind of see that. 3 styles of wrestling. Some of you, if you don't know wrestling a lot, we have high school wrestling that everybody knows. We have freestyle wrestling, and we have Greco wrestling. The freestyle is very similar to high school. The rules are a little bit different. You shoot the legs, you score, and a lot more tilting. Where if you watched high school, the guy puts a half Nelson on and he tips them over to the shoulders or tipped. They're going 1, 2, 2 points. In freestyle, you roll across your shoulders, it's 2 points. You tip your shoulder like this, it's 2 points. So they got a little different scoring. Touch ball, your shoulders touch for an instant, it's a fall. So a lot quicker action, a lot more points scored, different periods. Greco-Roman, if you don't know Greco-Roman, you can't touch the legs. So all your wrestling is all up above. We're in here with technique. We're a lot of head throws, body locks. But if I grab your leg, it's a point against me. I can't touch your leg. I can't hook your leg. I can't, when you're up and down, I can't grab your leg, but I can grab from anywhere around the waist up in Greco-Roman. You get some really powerful guys in Greco because it's all right here and it's all lifts. And obviously freestyle and Greco are in the Olympics. So we're very good in both, but because of freestyle and folk style, we have the national team, which is college Division I. They go from Division I and right into the freestyle Olympics. And that's where our freestyle team comes from. Give you kind of a breakdown on that. Now that you're learning wrestling, we have the Olympics coming up in 2000. Right now, you'll be able to watch it on TV. It's just an incredible wrestling. The Greco and the freestyle Olympics are amazing. So you've got to try and catch it. As a coach, and I'm saying this when I say a coach, some of you now are learning that if you have 40 kids that are wrestling on a Saturday and we have 2 coaches, obviously there's no going to be in your kids' corners. So you have to learn what to do. And for me, I'm a coach, and number 4, I have some responsibilities I have to take care of, but as a parent, as a coach, you have those same responsibilities. Okay, you have to have safety first, positive attitude. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this. I know a couple of parents have asked me, you know, my kid did something wrong, I was really mad at him. This isn't going to work. And we have a lot of kids that quit because the parents are just so hard on them. Hi.
Do you know where I can find security?
Security.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
The front office is down one of the halls. That's
Okay.
what all we know.
Okay.
Sorry. Always a positive attitude. If you're with your son, he's out there wrestling, he's just getting hammered on, good job. You're telling him, good job, way to go. Are you having fun? He's not having fun. Well, you will. You know, if you get mean or you get nasty, you come down hard on them, they're just not going to like it. They're going to quit. Okay? And if you want to keep them out, you've just got to be really gentle with them. You've got to be reassuring. You got to bring them to practice. You got to, I think I have a commitment down there. They have to make a commitment that they're going to do this. Teaching skills, as you can see, what the coaches are doing down there now is basic skills. There are so many moves that you can teach. It's just unbelievable. You can get overloaded. So we've got to keep it to just a couple of basic moves. Some clubs will only teach 4 moves. We teach more than that, but some clubs only teach 4 moves. I think you need a few more than that. But they have to learn the basics, and we have such a wide range from kids that are, how old?
3, 4 is usually the youngest, yeah.
Down there to 7, that their learning ability is different. So we have to kind of judge how much time to spend with somebody that's 4 and how much time to spend with somebody that's 1st grade. Teaching the rules, kind of hard to do that with the kids, although for you, this is where you can help out when we're talking about clasping of hands.
Not clinching, by the way, it's clasping. So.
Clasping. We're going to get into more rules, but how to start when we're working on parterre. Everybody know what parterre means? Okay. We're going to get into that. Conditioning, developing character. All right, I'm going to get into the rules and holds. And I'm going to pick on you. You don't have to get up yet. Okay, we know that a takedown is 2. All right, so if you take a man and he's actually like here or here, he's going to get 2 points. All right, but the wrestler has to be behind him.
Oh, is this for folk style?
This is folk style and freestyle. Okay, so
he has to be
right,
behind him to get
you have to get behind him. Now, this is parterre, right here. When somebody says get in a parterre position, so you're at home and you're with your son, your legs are apart, your head is up, your shoulders are down, your elbows are a little bit bent. This is how he starts every second period. Or if he goes out of bounds, he comes back and he has to get in that position. This is parterre position. Okay? The other wrestler, now you get down there. And they do get a little screwed up because they get the legs mixed up. Okay, so what the official's going to say is, okay, wrestler to parterre. So he's going to go there, set, and he's set. So now I'm going to get behind him, one knee down. All right, so your left knee down, or you can go on the other side. Front knee down, hand around the elbow, and hand around his belly button. So if a wrestler goes like this, it can be a penalty. If a wrestler goes like this, it can be a penalty. Okay? If a wrestler goes like this, he can be warned for it. So it's round the elbow, it can be here, and on his belly. Back leg up. Okay,
So leg behind the butt is always up?
Pardon? Back
Leg
leg's
behind.
always up. Yeah, you can't start like this. You can't start like this.
I've seen a lot of that.
Well, young guys.
Yeah.
You know, the coaches will warn them. So it's here, here, here,
Okay.
here. Okay? Head up, head in the middle of the back. Now, at the tournament we were at on Saturday, it was a 9th grade tournament. Some of the wrestlers were like this, and they were warning them because they weren't in the center of the back. So technically, the chin's supposed to be right in the center of the back. Okay, so here's parterre. This is top position right here. Okay?
Is that how they start every?
Pardon?
Is that how they start everyone, or is it just certain period?
Well, that's, first, let's go through the periods. Your first period, you're starting from the feet. Okay? So you're going to shake hands. Welcome.
And, see if you need it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I see you're ready. Okay. First period, you start from the feet. So you're going to shake hands, and they're going to start from the wrestling position, which is about here. The minute you get taken down and you go out of bounds, now you're in parterre position. So if you go out of bounds down, you come back.
Is that also known as the referee's position?
That's referee's position. Parterre is referee's position, same thing. Okay? Now, in freestyle, not that we're going to get into it, if you go out of bounds and you were down, you come back up. So that season starts in about a month. We still want your kids to wrestle. We still have a program here for it, and it's also very exciting and very good. Okay, so second period, you have some choices. You have parterre position. First, they're going to flip a coin usually. They're going to go pick a number. You know, you're going to pick 1 or 2. He picks a number and he goes, all right, it's your choice. What do you want to do? If you ever see this, this means defer. Okay, so it was your choice. You decide that. Coach says defer. All right, now you don't have to make up the decision. You don't have to decide whether you're going to go down, up, neutral. All right, so now it's your turn. So you have to decide. Your choices are parterre, referee's position, up position, both up, okay? And that's your 3 choices. You have to choose kind of one of those. That's the second period. Third period, it comes back, he pulls out his thing, he says, okay, now it's your choice. Now you have to decide, either you're both on your feet, this is both up, down position, or you're going to be on top. Okay, so first, second, third period. One of those in the second, third period, you have to make your choice. Okay?
Can you defer again?
Third period, you're it.
Yeah, you got it.
Because it's it. There's no choice. Okay?
Whoever chose in the second period, the other guy gets to
The
choose.
other guy has his
Yep.
choice.
Yep.
So in the second period, when it's your wrestler's choice, you can tell your wrestler
Yep.
to defer, and he doesn't have to make that choice.
That's second period. Third period.
Third
It's
period is
the other
his
wrestler.
choice, he has to make
Yep.
that decision.
Up or down, or
Right.
both up.
Yep.
Why would I want to defer?
Okay.
Good question.
Just because you may wonder why I want
Sure.
the other guy choose.
Sure, if you decide that while you're wrestling and you don't know how good the other guy is or what's the best position for you in the third period, defer. Now he has to make that decision. If he's really good on top, he's probably going to go down. Okay, you know what to do. If you went down and he's a really good wrestler, you maybe should have gone down. Okay, So third period, you go both up. This guy's way too tough. I don't want to wrestle him down on the mat. So you kind of control the match by getting that flip. You kind of get a little bit of an edge on the other wrestler. Right? And add anything you want.
Also,
This is, by the way, this assistant coach, or head coach, assistant head coach, Kurt worked with the Anoka program.
other reason, if it's a close match, typically then you would have an advantage in the third. Either like you're down by 1 or down by 2, you put yourself in position to your best position to score more points to get closer or keep your lead. Like if I was winning and I'd already taken them down, if I went both up, then if I took them down again, I'd continue to win. If I was down by 1 and went down, all I'd have to do is get out and it would be tied.
What we'll do as coaches, a lot of times when we have a really good kid that's out winning, he's up 10-0. If the choice comes and he goes, I'm going to defer. No. Kobe, why don't you go down? Okay, because I want to see him wrestling in the down position. He pins this guy from the feet, ends the match. He never got to be in that position. So we want to wrestle in that down position. In a really competitive match, sometimes you don't want to go down if the guy is head. Okay, so we want the wrestler to be down. He has to go down. He's going to be down a lot. It's just a matter when you put him down. Okay? What he was getting to, clasping. Okay, if we're up here, we're standing here, and I get like this, or I get like this, or here, okay, and the hands are locked, and he's trying to get away, this is called clasping. I'm clasping, but there's no penalty. Anytime we're in a referee's position, and I'm not in a pinning hold, and I go like this, okay, that's clasping. Kindergarten, they don't say much. After that, it's 1 point. Do it again, 1 point. Do it again, 2 points. Do it again, match over.
So you can do it when they're up.
You can do it when they're up.
Right.
So here's what happens a lot is he stands up, boom, boom, right here. Reaction time, I clasp, I'm going to bring him down. Now I bring him down, and right here, reaction time, I have to let go. If I'm like 1 second in it, he's going to go clasping, 1 point. So you have to go from here to something else. Okay? Happens a lot. It happens in high school, it happens in 9th grade, it happens in kindergarten.
So the fourth
But
penalty is match.
1 point, then another point, then 2 point, and then match over. You lose by disqualification.
And like Doug said, you don't see it too much at the younger ages. I didn't see it for 2 years, and then last year my boy started getting called on it, and I had no idea what was happening. And we had to learn the hard way. He almost lost a match at the state tournament because of it. So,
A couple places already. This year,
you know,
he didn't get it, but there's been a couple times other kids have been called.
Yeah.
So when they're on their feet and they got their hands locked, that's not clasping,
Nope.
but the second they take up down, you got to get it out of there.
Yep.
That is.
If I'm in a hitting combination, like
do a cradle.
like a cradle.
Yep.
So if he's down and I go like this, okay, I'm pinning him. All right? That's not a penalty because
Nope.
I'm in a pinning combination. Okay? But I can't just go like this.
You can't use it as a riding technique.
I can go like this. Yep. I know it's faded, but you can go like this because I'm going to turn him. I'm going to tilt him.
A lot of guys will get confused.
That's an odd one.
He's clasping, but it's a head and arm.
Right.
What it's called.
Yeah. Okay, we all know, most of you know what a half Nelson is, so this is a half Nelson. We teach it, it's a good move, it's basic. Okay, if I go like this, all right, if I go like this,
That's
it's a full
full.
Nelson. All right, 1 point against you. And they're really quick. I mean, you can be going like this, your hand comes off and it's almost off, and you go like this, 1 point. Now, the reason for that is this is a dangerous move. If I were to really apply pressure here, okay, it can be harmful to the kid. They carry it way too far. They're here, 1 point. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Is that
So
the same for high
when you're
school
talking to
too?
your kids, you just got to say half Nelson, yes. Now I can go here, I can go a lot of different places, but the minute I go here, or I even touch, it's going to be a point against me.
So there's no full Nelson, basically.
No full Nelson. You actually, in Olympic style, full Nelson's legal. You have to take it to the side, but it doesn't. The only other one, you can do it on me, is a chicken wing. Okay, so you see a lot of barred arms. So this is a bar arm, and he's going to run it around my head, and he's going to turn me on my shoulder. Anytime that arm comes up here, See how that's coming up? Now the pressure on my shoulder is crazy, and if you let it go too quick and you apply pressure, you'll pop that shoulder out. So the refs will watch it, that your hand has to be here, or it has to be down lower, okay? No pressure, and the minute it starts creeping up, sometimes they'll call it a point, sometimes they'll just break potentially.
So basically, you want the hand middle of the
Parallel.
back or lower.
Correct.
Straight across.
Yep.
Straight across.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes it can slide out, but here isn't so bad. They'll just say watch it. But anytime it gets up under that shoulder blade.
What about like behind the knee now? I've seen some calls where the
Where the knee looks like
torqued.
it's going the wrong direction.
Well, potentially dangerous.
I
He
mean,
has
it
my
looks
leg, and all of a
dangerous,
sudden
but-
it's going up around my head. You know, it's like, oh, hold it. Let's safety first. And as we know in wrestling, there are some pain holds. We teach them. We tell them this is going to hurt, and that's why you're going to use it, because when he decides that the pain is too much, he's going to go over to his back. But that and having your arm twisted, and you've seen some of the conditions that the kids get in, the safety of the kids is most important. Question? Okay. Takedown, escape, going through the points. We know that a takedown is 2 points. When I'm in the parterre or referee's position and I get up and I get away, it's 1 point. If I tip a person, and I'm here, and I tip him over so that his back is right here, and you can see 1, 2, and I roll back, he breaks the hold, goes to a different pinning combination, it's 2 points. Okay? It's a 2-point predicament. If you hold me right here for a 5 count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 points, I come up, he releases the hold, he comes back, puts another half on, holds me there again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you have to release it. So it's not like you get in a cradle like I had him, and I have him on his back, and he rolls over to his belly, he gives him 3, I still have it locked, can't get away, I bring him back on his back for 3 more. Can't do that. I have to break the hold, give him a chance to
Would this
recover.
be considered breaking the hold, or you're?
Yeah,
It's questionable. It's
If you're
questionable.
on your belly, yeah, when you let go. But if they're on their back, you come back and go like this.
And you still have,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna do it.
And they're going to hold those points until you break that hold. So I know I've seen a lot of, yeah,
They might award them. They might award them.
yeah, it depends.
But they won't give them to you again.
No,
That's what happens.
right. So they might award them or they might not. And I've seen a lot
So
of,
hopefully.
I've seen a lot of parents yelling and screaming, "Hey, he got 3 points!" You know, and it's like, well, he hasn't released the hold yet. So you might want to tell your wrestler, release the hold, and then he'll get the 3 points. You know, obviously the end of the period he'll get the 3 points, but
So there's times when there's the 5 count and that's when they're in the back, and then there's a time when there's a 2 count? What's
2 to 4.
2 to 4. Okay, so the minute your shoulders are tipped for 2 seconds, okay, that's a 1 second, 1001, 1002, it's 2 points. When you hold it for 5, it's a 3 count. Okay, a fall is 6 points, so 6 points for the team. Okay, reversal. I'm down. I do a switch, get back on top of the guy, 2-point reversal. So you get 2 points for reversal. Okay?
One that's confusing with that is if I'm down, and let's say I switch, they go to my feet, I'm just here, it doesn't look like I have a reversal, but this is 2.
Yeah, standing from behind is a reversal right now.
So that one's confusing.
So it's not 1 for an escape
No.
or 2?
No.
If he escapes, then he would get 1. I don't get an escape. I just get the reversal.
Okay.
I don't even have to bring him to the mat. Like on a takedown, we wrestle from our feet, and I get behind him here. This isn't a takedown until
I can still save myself and get away. The minute I go down to my all fours or touch a knee, then it's going to be 2 points. Clasping scissors. Okay, another, I don't think your kid's going to get into it, but you can't scissors. So if I'm on top of him, and how these kids get, and I go like this, and I lock up like this, and I just start squeezing, that's illegal.
I saw a kid doing that and I never thought
Yeah,
of it.
you can't scissors. Another one that we used to do a lot of was a figure 4. So we come in around the body and we hook just like this, and you can exert a lot of pressure. We used to be able to do it around the head. This is the first year that they eliminated that. Figure 4 leg roll.
yeah, above the knee.
Above the knee. If you can't figure 4 around the body,
No, what's the figure?
above the
Can you
waist,
turn
I
it a
don't
little
think.
bit, sir?
You'd have to help me on that one.
Figure four. It's a kind of a riding technique.
Okay.
No.
So it's just above the knee. So it's
Be-
more of a riding
Yeah.
Riding
hold.
or a turn.
Yeah, it's just a riding hold.
It's keeping control of their opponent, keeping them from getting to their legs. You use it. Yeah.
Just checking, how many have kids third grade or less that are downstairs now? Third grade or less? Competition, when should your kids compete? And it's always kind of a tough question. It's really good if you're concerned that should my son compete this weekend or not, could you watch him? It's easy for a coach to go down there, spend 5 or 6 minutes and see what level he's at. Does he get hurt? Does he cry? Is he competitive? Does he have a clue what's going on? We like to have the kids compete as soon as possible. It's good for them. They're not going to get hurt out there. But if he's just clueless what's going on, 6, 7 is a good age to start. 4, 5 is a little young to start, unless he's advanced a little bit. So if you're not sure, ask one of the coaches, hey, I'm just not sure, should my son compete or not? Okay, and then we'll watch him a little bit, ask us after practice, and we'll tell you what we think. Sure, yes, no, give him another year, give him another month, let him see if he's progressing along. Nutrition and weight cutting. I think all your kids should be down another weight class. I'm kidding. If you're under 12 years old, you shouldn't be cutting any weight. You should be eating good food. You should be exercising. If you have some extra weight on you, the exercise is going to take that off. We have a third grade 140 pounder, 50 pounder down there. He's a little big. He should be losing weight, but we're not going to cut the weight. You lose weight by exercise, by good nutrition, by staying away from the Oreos and the pop and the chips and the ice cream. In moderation, kind of hard. You're not going to cut your kid out of all that, but in moderation. But weight training, you're not going to really worry about it until you get older. 13, 6th grade, you're in a 9th grade meet, you're more competitive, you're bigger. Okay, then occasional weight cutting, not constant, not all the time. And you have to do it right. You don't cut weight by not eating. That's how I cut weight. X-lax, and you don't eat. Okay? It was horrible. Now we learned that you can do it by exercise, by eating the right foods, by getting a good sweat flow, okay, by drinking a lot of water and Gatorade. That's how you cut weight. Questions on that?
I'd also like to mention there's a difference between cutting weight and making weight. Sometimes you weigh in a certain weight, and a kid will make a comment that he's not going to eat breakfast, so he makes the weight. That's making the weight. That's not cutting. Right. Cutting weight is an over a long period of time, and losing 5 to 6, 7, 8 pounds. 1 to 2 pounds is not cutting weight. That's making weight.
Right. And a very common, even in middle school. I help with the middle school. Day before a meet, we'll have somebody 2 or 3 pounds over, and it's like, how am I going to do it? Have a little piece of chicken for supper, a little water, come in, run a little bit, and if you're a little over, we'll put some sweats on you and we'll get you down, and it's not that hard for that one time. Rest of the week, let them run. For your age, doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. They're going to go to a tournament, they're going to weigh 52 or 62 or 72 pounds, and they're going to be with the 52, 62, or 72 pounders. It just doesn't matter. You get to the state tournament, and he weighs 72, and the weight class is 69, and you know that he eats a lot. Maybe talk to the coach. Ask him, what do you think? Should he do this? Do you think he has it on him? And the kid is just sucked in, and he's like, I don't think he should. We have some kids down there. They shouldn't cut. They should just be at their natural weight. If they're a little bigger, they got a little extra weight on them, and you're going to support them on it, and you're not going to starve them to death, maybe. But at this age, don't even, just a state tournament. That's the only tournament you should really worry about. The rest of them, just let them wrestle. Just let them have fun, eat breakfast, go out there, wrestle, eat lunch. Doesn't matter. Keep them healthy.
In the state tournament this year now, Pee-wees and Bantams, the younger kids, they're all scratch weight. So there's no weight class to make. So they got rid of that issue. That's what we did this year, that we went to scratch weight. So it doesn't matter whether your kid weighs 62 pounds. He could be the lightest kid in the bracket. He could be the heaviest kid in the bracket.
Is that all weights then? All classes, or just? Okay.
Just the little kids. We don't want. This is exactly it. We don't want people. People will do that in the past. 64 pounds. My kid can get down to 60. And they'll cut them down to 60 pounds. And there's a lot of parents like that out there. So we decided, well, we'll eliminate that issue. basically anybody, boy, second grade and under would probably be affected by that, you know, that those pretty much are peewees and bantams, so.
Nutrition, day before day, of a meat, also kind of important. I have a 7th grade grandson that enjoys a cinnamon roll for breakfast the day of the meet. He's been doing it for 6 years. This is the first year I cut it out. And he gets the big one. I mean, it's like this big, and it's like a great big ton of weight in his belly, and that's what we've done for 6 years. He's not doing it anymore. Day of the meet, he should weigh in. Don't have to feed him beforehand, and he can eat after. And if it's a short time, bring some food. Bring a little thing of cereal, some milk. Fruit is always good. Banana, grapes, peaches. Any fruit is good for him. It has a natural sweetener in it, gives him some energy. I would stay away from the heavy foods. I wouldn't have a big little Subway. Stay away from the hot dog, you know, during the day. Give him just nutrition foods during the day when he's wrestling. He wrestles, get something in him, a little bit, just little bits. He wrestles again, get something in him, just a little bit. Just don't overdo it. It's in moderation. He's done, give him the big steak. You know, he's the one out there working. So, but the day out, be a little careful in the morning. Not that we want him to cut weight, but to give him 1.5 pounds of food, and it's in his belly before he wrestles, and to go weigh in and be a weight class stuff doesn't make sense either. So he weighs in, you give him a little food, give him some nourishment, and then just little bits all the way through the day, and just make sure it's good.
What's the best way, like, say you go to state and you're wrestling 2 days in a row, big tournaments or something like that?
Well, 2 different thoughts on that. You have to make weight again. Okay, if you have to make weight again, then you're going to eat, get nourished, you're going to check your weight and see if you have to exercise to lose a little bit more weight. If you're not, you're just going to, again, just eat a little bit all the time. You're not going to eat 7 slices of pizza the night before. Okay, you got to get on them and say, hey, this is what you're going to have. You're going to get a good night's sleep. You're not going to swim in the pool. If you're competing the next day, pool is not good for you to swim in. If you're competing, it tires you out. Your body gets tired. Okay, they can roll around, they can play, but no swimming if you're really competing. And then just good food in moderation. You just don't want them to get overdone. As you get older and they are cutting weight, the first thing they want to do is eat. They want the 89-ounce bottle, and they're going to go like this, and so you're constantly kind of stopping them from doing that too. So moderation, day of the meet, good food, fruit. Bring it with. Sometimes you don't know what's going to be here. You think, well, we'll eat there. And all they have is nachos, you know, and nachos and cheese, and Snickers, okay? So it never hurts to bring a little food with, make sure they have it. You can eat the nachos and cheese, let him have the banana and the apple or whatever. Yeah, and they usually have water, so you don't have to usually bring something to drink. They'll have water and Gatorade, but, so just bring a little something for them just in case. And sometimes it's a long day, then you might have to bring lunch too. You know, so just bring breakfast, bring lunch too. Anything to add to that? Okay, you know, something the parents can do to help too, and then number 8, and I think most of you do this, but it's from a coaching standpoint and from the kids' standpoint, getting the kids 10 or 15 minutes early to practice is very nice for the kids because he gets out there, he runs around, he's relaxed, he's not getting there and trying to get his shoes on, and the things are running, and he's hurried up, and he's nervous, and is he in trouble? He's not in trouble. If you get him there early, it'll make him react better with the rest of the kids. When he comes home and you're here and he's all fired up, talk to him a little bit. You know, you don't want to talk wrestling all the time at home. Some people say you walk in the door, wrestling stops. It wasn't like that at our house, but sometimes they say it. John Smith says for his kid, he has a kid, you know, John Smith from Oklahoma State, that he never talks wrestling inside his house. You step outside the door, that's all he talks about, but he never talks wrestling inside his house. So for you, you have to have it in moderation. If your sport is football, if it's baseball, if it's wrestling, you have to have moderation. It might be your life, the only thing you have going in your life, but it's not his. He wants the Nintendo game. He wants to go watch something on TV, and you kind of have to respect that too. Some of that can be carried too far, but talk to him when he comes home. How'd it go? What did you learn? Some things you don't want to say is, did you beat Colby? How did you do? Did you pin him? You know, you don't want to put him in that pressure position. You want to be gentle. It doesn't matter if you pin him. I mean, did you get a takedown today? Don't be specific with who. Just did you get one? Not today. Well, maybe next time. Okay? Don't be really hard on him and really hammer it on him so that he feels like, gosh, if I don't beat this kid in practice, bad, okay? It isn't, okay? It's bad if he doesn't beat him in the finals of the state tournament. That's it.
One thing I know too is, one thing that helps out a lot with kids wanting to come to practice and stuff, is if they get to know them. Ask them who they were wrestling with. Who are the kids' names? Get them to, so they start even asking who they're wrestling with.
Yeah.
You know what, now they form these friendships and stuff like that, and they go years, you know, out with that kind of stuff. And so that they know who they're wrestling with, and you know who they're wrestling with. Maybe then you know who their dad or their mom is, and it helps a lot.
You have to make it fun. If the sport isn't fun, and there's a lot of sports that are like that, they're not going to like the sport, and they're going to want to quit, or they're not going to want to come back out again. And wrestling really isn't a fun sport. There's nobody in the room down there, and any of the practices from K through 2, third through 8th, middle school, varsity that doesn't get beat. There's nobody there that doesn't get beat. There's only 2 guys like in the whole United States that's never been beat. Okay? It doesn't happen. So you have to make it fun, and you get hurt, and they get dings, and you get bloody noses, and they get twisted ankles, and it's going to happen. But the result's going to be they're going to have so much more for them. If you take a wrestler compared to most of the other athletes, I know that Kirk's been doing this a long time in high school. He has 15 guys on the football team. They get done, they come in, they've been working out for 6 months in football, training, running, lifting, sprinting. They can't go 30 seconds in a wrestling room after 6 months of training in football. Maybe a minute, I don't know, but I mean it's unbelievable the condition and the strength and endurance and agility that wrestling will give an athlete, not just a boy but a girl. I don't know if you agree with that, but I mean it's just.
One other thing that Jay Robinson, the coach at the U, stresses about, he talks about how many successful wrestlers will go into the military and be so successful, and the military asks, wrestling coaches because of their work ethic, and, that transfers into life. Obviously in hard economic times, people that are willing to persevere through tough times, through a tough practice, through, a tough season, understands what it takes to get a job in life, other than maybe somebody that's not as tough.
Never done it.
Yeah, never experienced loss or defeat or perseverance or any of that. So that's why I like wrestling so much, is that it doesn't just do things for you in sports. It's life and family, all that.
It's hard to find a wrestler that's not humble. There's a few out there that think they're not humble, but you get humbled so easily. Matt's son Colby is one of our best kids, by far. One of our best kids. Enjoy coaching him all the time. He gets beat. Kids are better than him. They're older than him. Colby has a tear in his eye just like everybody else. He's humble. He knows he has to get better. And it's going to happen all the way up the ranks, from the kindergartner up to Kyle Bajan, returning state champion. I mean, it just happens, and it makes your kids stronger. It really does. Once your kid starts the sport, and it's kind of hard sometimes, but once they make the commitment, and you make sure they make the commitment, they can finish it. Don't let them quit. Don't let them get 3 weeks in and say, I don't like baseball, I don't like basketball. You said you're going to do it, at least finish it this year. You don't have to go out again. Don't let them be a quitter in this sport, then they go to the next sport, then they go to the next sport, and then something else. Make them finish it. If they don't want to go one night, don't force them to practice. I have a grandson that's home at a birthday party. Doesn't make me very happy, but it's a birthday party. It's more important than wrestling. So let them do some of the fun things. Make sure they get as many as they can, but don't let them quit. Maybe let them finish the year out. Any other questions? Kurt, got anything to add? Matt?
I think just, make it fun. Tournaments, stuff like that. After tournaments, maybe go out and have some to eat. Have fun. I mean, we've been all over. We've been down to Tulsa. We've been to Colorado. We made everything into trips, and had fun. Whether we went to the water park, went to mini golf. I mean, making it into something that they completely remember, and just having a good time with it. Honestly, what it comes down to, I mean, it sucks when they lose, and it's hard for parents as much as it is for the kids, but having a good time with it is just as important, and it, kind of the wrestling becomes secondary sometimes. I mean, if you ask Colby what we did when we went to Bighorn Nationals a couple years ago, herds of elk. We saw herds of elk out there, that's the state park. I mean, it was awesome. Now he knows what we did, too. He took second place out there, but you know, hey, it's the way it is, but we had a blast. So just keep having fun with it. That's the main thing with it.
Don't be afraid to ask the coaches for advice. I know that you have before. Cut it out. No, I'm kidding. But don't be afraid to ask if you have a question, if you think your son isn't getting the attention he should, he's doing something really wrong. Put some shoes on, don't put some shoes on, go out and help. I mean, the more dads we get out there, I know you've been out there a couple of times, the better. How much does it take to know more than a kindergartner? You might have a problem, but most of us won't, okay? I'm kidding. So just come on out and help. It doesn't take much to show them where a hand goes or how to lift up an ankle. And it's not that hard. It gets you on the mat, gets some bonding with your kid. And what a lot of times happens, we have a lot of parents down there that will say, hey, coach my kid because I don't want to. Go over there and help him. I'm not going to help him because we fight all the time. So he'll go over, work with another kid so that a coach can work with his kid. And that happens an awful lot. A lot of the parents down there right now that tell us to do that.
I can't stand it because I feel like I'm yelling at them all the time.
Yeah, I feel the same way with my grandson.
I mean, to coach high school kids and then try to coach first grader. I mean,
It's Matt's fault.
and then as a parent, he doesn't want to lose, and you don't want him to lose because it makes him sad. But I found myself getting carried away, and then I was creating too much pressure for him. Now he doesn't want to disappoint me because I don't want him to lose either, and he is losing. So is he disappointing me by, it's not like he's not trying. So.
Yeah, that's similar to what happened to me and Bruce last year. And it was like I was getting in there and I was just too much pressure. I was pressuring him too much, and so I had to step back out and he's pulling it together this year.
Yeah.
Doing a lot better, and I think he's having
Can't
more
have
fun
pressure.
with it.
You can have strong guidance. You can get him there.
Well, he wasn't
Okay.
pressuring him, but he wanted to, Dad's approval so bad that he was being harder on himself.
Well, I feel I might have been pressuring him more. I mean, but it's better to step back and let him enjoy it because he ain't enjoying it. He ain't received it, So.
All right, well, thanks for coming. I hope you learned something. Be sure to ask questions if you have any questions.
Left hand, that's a question.